Welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this message or this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay, so we're going to start with the prayer and the contract, and then we'll get into the other stuff. So we're calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're calling upon the divine realm, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, our ancestors, our spirit guides, and we're just asking that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from all negative interference or influence, and keeping away all negative people. I just want to say thank you, God, for all the messages, for everything that you have done so far and everything that you're continuing to do. I love you. I love you. I love you. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to the Most High, my higher self, God. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Please continue to bless me and my subscribers. Okay, so by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you are agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Also, this contract includes no bullying me or anybody in the chat or anybody in the comments, no condemning anybody to hell. If you have those types of belief, you should stay away from me. Okay, because I'll burst your bubble. Nobody is going to go to hell just because you think so. So be kind to people or you will get canceled, rebuked, reported to Archangel Michael, and then blocked. All right, in that order. So I hope everybody's had a good day. I'm going to talk about the two books I always talk about. Please, you guys, if you could like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you are subscribed, okay? All of that stuff is important so that these messages can get to the people that need to hear them. Okay, so if you could help me by sharing this content, letting anybody else know about this platform, okay, that would really, really help me. So, also, if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will try to answer your question within the 20-minute time frame. If it takes longer than 20 minutes, we'll try to address the question and conclude it, okay? I may go 5 minutes over, but I'm going to try to keep every question around 20 minutes so that I can stay on track because my readings have been getting too long lately. So, but if it's another question, like a separate question about something else, that would be another $20 because that's a new question. And then I would take another 20 minutes. So that's basically how it works. And you guys can get your own personal advice and help. So yeah. So that we can, and make sure that your questions are stated in a way that's the most efficient so that we can get the situation figured out. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the readings because I know that some people can't sit for like 3 hours. I don't expect anybody to be able to do that. So, and I can barely do that. I usually have to get up and like go to the bathroom and check with the other psychic and make sure things are on key. So anyways, I do work with another psychic that I have access to. So the book that I'm going to be talking about first, okay, Everyone and Everything's Higher Self is God. This book is called The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. I suggest that you guys get yourself a physical copy of this book, okay? I was told that God was pleased that I had made the journey. The purpose was to find out that my higher self was endless, as is everyone's, all ending at God. This is the meaning of we are all one. Everything and Everything's higher self is God. So there's 3 techniques in this book that will change your life. Okay, they've changed my life. You're not a spark of God. You're not a child of God. You're not like a God. You're not a God, one of many. You are not going to be a God someday. You are God now, having this experience. Okay, so the first technique is the God technique. It allows you to raise out of your ego into your higher self so you can be looking out through the eyes of God, aka Source, so that you can see things as they actually are, okay? Which helps you in many different ways, all right? It changes your vibration, it activates your DNA, it puts you online with your gifts, and it allows you to tap into the high vibration that God is and see things from a bigger picture so that you can detach. There's so many other techniques in this book other than the 3 I'm going to talk about, but that'll be for you guys to discover and use, okay? The second one is the joy versus anger technique. My life before the God technique was chaotic because I was always feeling trapped in the psychic realm. Then when I started doing the God technique and it was such a change in my vibration, I was able to get unstuck from the ego and start tapping into the God conscious state. From that state, I was able to then deal with the things that were going on. Okay. Like, dealing with ghosts, dealing with spirits, dealing with stupid psychic stuff, astral stuff. And that's kind of what started my spiritual journey. I've always been psychic, like I will tell you, but my spiritual connection to God, you know, has been like, it started, I think I went through a major awakening in 2012, but you know, I've had access to this information for 10 years and my life has gotten significantly better than I think it could have ever been. And it's with this book. Okay. So, the joy versus anger technique gives you a yes and no answering system. So you have an open connection with God all the time so that you can be asking yourself questions. Do I do this? Do I go there? Do I do that? And before I wasn't asking questions, I was just allowing my gift to just work, you know, automatically in a time of danger rather than consciously creating a path forged with God and the Holy Spirit for me so that I was not walking into danger. We have 11 people watching, 1 like on the video. If you guys could like the video, I would really appreciate it, you guys. If you could reciprocate the energy, I would really appreciate that so much. And thank you in advance. So God created a system that at birth, this new subconsciousness human mind would be very connected to your God self, but not connected to the new environment. The more that you acclimate to your surroundings, the more it becomes the dominant thought pattern or focus. The ability to be connected to God is still there, but if it's not fostered, and in some cases it can fade away if you don't foster it. Okay. The ability to be connected is always here. It just needs to be focused upon. So just know that the joy versus anger technique gives you the ability to be divinely led so that you're not walking into traps and situations that are not for your highest and best good. It could be relationships. It could be food that you're eating. It could be a car you're going to buy. It could be anything. You should be asking questions. What's for your highest and best good? I ask questions because I know that I'm going to lead myself to something that's going to be the best compatibility for me and something that I enjoy. And so when it comes to things, if I get like a no, don't go here, don't do that, don't do this, I won't do it because I have known too many times of when I've forgotten to ask questions or I've gotten a no and wanted to do it anyways and did it and how bad the shit backfires. So I don't even play like that. And I literally ask about compatibility and should I be doing this and should I be doing that with everything that I do. Okay. You don't have to be psychic to use this book. The third technique in this book is the mind technique, which gives you the ability to start using the mind like the tool that it is, so it stops using you like the tool, okay? With the mind technique, you're able to locate thoughts and beliefs and get rid of them so that you don't keep pulling the same situations in. People that continue to only focus on the outside of themselves are always going to be stuck in that game of trying to manipulate things on the outside. When you go within and you start to creating your own reality on the inside, everything completely shifts for you. So this is the book that's going to give you your intuition, give you that guidance. Okay, get yourself a physical copy. I go through this book multiple times a day. And there's so many other techniques like meditation, different meditations, and all of these other examples. You are God having this experience, not an extension or a part of you are God, not existing in the fullness, but God nonetheless. So check that out. The link to that book is in the description box below. The second book I'm going to talk about is the one that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and it gives you the ability to integrate the archetype energy of the major arcana cards. So all that you need for basically to start learning how to read your own tarot cards and cards for other people is the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, RYDERWAITE. I would go ahead and get the ones that already has the description on the card. It just makes it really easy. You're not having to flip through a little book, and you can just look at the card and take whatever information that you feel on the card resonates for that reading, and then you'll be able to pick up more information. Because this book is a guide that's going to help you learn how to integrate the tarot, the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions, which are everything from the moon, the star, the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Empress, the Sun, High Priestess, the Death, the Devil, the Lovers, the Emperor, the Empress, the Magician, the Justice card, the Last Judgment, the World, the Tower, the Hangman. I think I already said the Star, the Wheel of Fortune. One of my favorite cards, the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. The Temperance. The Hermit. I think I already said the Lovers. But yeah, so those are the major transitions. Just to let you guys know. I'm just going the Strength, the Hierophant, the Fool. I don't think I said the Fool. The Chariot as well. And of course the Empress. Okay, so I've separated the major and the minor arcana cards from each other. So the major arcana is the big transitions that you'll go through in life. Okay. So I'm just going to read, I'm just opening to a random tarot card spread. So the first one, I've created the first tarot card spread in this book. I've created a 14 zodiac sign tarot card spread that maps the year. And you can literally, the spell that goes with it is to help you become more psychically aware and tapped into your own destiny. Okay. To connect with one's own destiny. So to align with your star. Okay, I'm going to read, let's see, what is this one? I'm going to read the Hierophant, one of the positions for the Hierophant card. I'm going to read the Ark of the Covenant, which is position 5. So for everything that you will see on the actual cards, there is a tarot card position for it in the spread for that card. Just to kind of break it down for you. The Ark of the Covenant. This card position shows you the knowledge, comprehension, and understanding of the secret, otherwise forbidden wisdom, memory, foresight that unblocks and unlocks all doors to your nirvana in heaven. Your North Node area prediction or any fulfilled prophecy over your life can come through the card that you pull for this position. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card for this position, it reveals to you that you carry a gift of prophecy and that you are in alignment with your highest path. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card for this position, it could reveal that you are here to be a spiritual guide to others. You have the spiritual authority needed to lead others in the best way possible. Position 6 is the Seeker. This card position shows you what you are trying to obtain spiritually in this lifetime. Where does your current focus lie? Where is your conscious mind looking to expand its consciousness? In which ways are you seeking the Hierophant within? Pay attention to the details of this card because it will speak volumes on what you have been working towards in your current life path. If you pull the Star Tarot card for this position, you will know that you are in alignment with seeking and are being guided towards your highest potential by a North Node star. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card for this position, you will know that you can initiate others in your healing modality. So that's just a couple positions for the Hierophant Tarot card spread, and then the Hierophant Tarot card spell. The objective is for manifesting lack into nothingness. I'm just going to read some of the other spells that we have. Obviously, the Lover's Tarot card. The Lover's Tarot card spell is to draw love into one's life. So you're going to get a deep dive, basically. The Hermit is to find one's inner light. These are spells that you do with God and the Holy Spirit. They don't involve any other person, okay? And you can do them within 15 to 20 minutes. They're very easy, simple rituals that will not put you out any, okay? There's an Archangel Michael spell for protection, for temperance, for the Temperance Tarot card spread. So you get to learn the major arcana with the zodiac signs associated with it. You get to learn a lot about it. Also, you get to learn a lot about yourself and why you're here. You can use these tarot card spreads in this book. Why this is such a portal, this book is a portal, is because you can use these tarot card spreads over and over again and get more and more and more information. You can also use these tarot card spreads and spells and help somebody else as well, okay? To understand, if you want to read for other people, this is a great guide, okay? Yeah, so in the back of the book is, I've written like a compendium of knowledge that I've collected. So I've written all of the different card combinations that could come out for the major arcana cards when they come out. Okay. So I'm just going to start reading the Empress. The Empress, if the Empress tarot card comes out in the reading, it means that you're dealing with a divine feminine energy. The Empress represents a loving mother that is compassionate yet potent with their love. The Empress is the highest ranking female card in the tarot. Pulling the Empress tarot card means that you are dealing with a boss and a ruler. If you pull the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, it could be talking about an equally yoked relationship between a man or a woman. If you pull the Empress in the reverse, it could be interpreted as a transgender energy or a man who has a very feminine demeanor. If you pull the Empress tarot card with the Temperance tarot card, it could mean that the person who you are dealing with or speaking on is not retaliating against attacks. If you pull the Empress with the Death tarot card, it could mean that whoever is in question could be losing their spiritual rank soon. Just depending on if the Death comes out before the Empress, okay? If it comes out before the Empress, I would probably take that as somebody was using some type of endings for other people to gain power. If it comes out after the Empress card, I would take that as that somebody is about to lose their power. If the Empress tarot card comes out with the Lover's tarot card, it could mean that someone has a spiritually divine soul twin flame contract. And then it just keeps going and going, you guys, of all the different card combinations. So check this book out, you guys. The link to it's in the description box below. It's called Vistago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And you can get it. It's very cheap. All you're going to need to get started with it is the original Rider-Waite Tarot. And you might as well just go ahead and get the ones with the words on it, especially if you're learning to read the tarot for the first time. All right, you guys. So that is what I have to offer. Remember, please like the video. It greatly helps the platform. Hype the video. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you guys are subscribed, okay? Really important. And yeah, what I get is that there's going to be a big download coming through today. A lot of truth. And so whatever you decide to do with this information is, you know, is on you. But I do feel like you getting this information is going to be important. So yeah, I hope everybody's had an awesome day. I'm just cutting the deck. We're going to see what we have here. But I can already tell you that the energy is like super dense. It feels to me like somebody is waiting for something to happen. Strength. Yeah, it seems to me like you have shown somebody, maybe a group of somebody's, that you're Leo. There you go. That you are very strong. I feel like this strength is something that comes from God. It is your strength, but it does come from God. And we are God. Our higher selves are God. That's what we've been talking about. But literally, you are very connected to that. See the infinity sign above her head? That's being connected through the crown chakra to the divine. I feel like people who are really strong, sometimes they don't realize how strong they are until they're pushed into a corner or shoved in a direction. I also get that somebody could have been doubting your strength. Maybe they didn't want to know, like, that you were this strong or whatever. Also, if any of you guys have any personal questions, instead of spamming the chat, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question. I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your questions, and I'll set a 20-minute timer. I'll do my best to answer your question in the 20 minutes. But if it's a separate question, if you have like 2 questions and they're completely about different subjects, then that would probably be another 20 minutes. Especially if it's about 2 different subjects. But yeah. So thank you guys for all of your support. I love you so much. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Thank you for tapping in with God and the Holy Spirit. We're going to see what else comes out, because I really feel like there's something that's going to be exposed, and somebody is showing their ass in a sense that they are going to be acting out in some type of way. 4 of Cups. This person that you're dealing with is extremely bored. They're self-absorbed. They're only thinking about themselves and how having you in their life could have benefited them. This is what this person is thinking about right now. I feel like it has to do with greed and materialism. Doesn't it always? No, it doesn't always, but it does sometimes. It sometimes does just have to do with that. This person has lost interest in their own life, and they're more interested in what you have going on, who you're dating, who you're with, where you're going. They're more interested on trips you're taking. You know what I mean? You feel like you're from another world? So do I. Absolutely. I definitely know what that feels like. You know, this person's emotionally exhausted because they've been trying to do something that's never going to work. They're losing material possessions, okay? Whatever that means. It could be a home, it could be cars, these people, I was talking about, I think it was on my second platform yesterday, when I don't know if it was this card that came out that made me think of this, but I was talking about how the people this past September 23rd, the world, well, the Christian people of the world, not all of them, but groups of them all over the world, thought that it was going to be the rapture. They got a false prophecy. 1,000 people went up Mount Everest, and you have to pay $20,000 to $30,000 to go up Mount Everest with a guide, anyways. Just to let you guys know. But these people were, I'm convinced that this was a higher dimensional entity that was behind all of this, telling these people to go up there. They went up there with no supplies. They went up to Mount Everest, up Mount fucking Everest, okay? These Christian people thought that they were going to rapture. They went up Mount Everest, 1,000 of them, okay? As they didn't bring any supplies. They were not seasoned hikers or mountain climbers. They had no experience. They just paid a guide because they received a revelation that they were going to be raptured on the top of Mount Everest. I don't know why anybody would do this. This is why I think it's demonic. This is why I think whatever was doing this to these people, it made them give away all their belongings. People were giving their children to DCFS because they thought that they were going to heaven. The world was completely delusional. And then other people were taking other people's possessions and being like, okay, you're going to go rapture, so you don't need your car. Nope. They'd sign their car over. They'd sign their life over. And then these people, after the rapture didn't happen, wanted their shit back, and they did not get their stuff back. So that's the type of energy of being dissatisfied, okay? And these people went up to Mount Everest in September when it's not even supposed to be a bad season. But when they got up to this one elevation where you have to stay there for a minute because your body has to acclimate to the air temperature, or not the air, whatever it is. It's like not having enough oxygen when you're up too high. And so when they stopped at that level, which was like a 3-day fucking journey to get to that level, a snowstorm, a really bad snowstorm hit. All the 1,000 people got stuck there. There was a lot of already dead bodies in the ice, so they could not like melt down water. There was human feces and urine everywhere. They couldn't melt down water to drink it, so they went up there with no supplies. So anyways, y'all, religious psychosis. I was talking about it yesterday. I get that energy from this person. They're delusional. They are waiting to be raptured or something like that while you're over here standing in your strength. So anyways, these 1,000 of people were getting frostbite. They weren't able to stay warm. They didn't have any of the right tools and things to stay alive. And the poor people of Mount Everest, I think they're called Sherpas, something like that. They had to take horses and buggies up there. And again, remember that helicopters could not go at that elevation. There was nowhere to land. And the snowstorm that hit them was so severe that like it just made it impossible for them to be rescued by helicopter. And so that's crazy. So these poor Sherpas took their horses and these buggies up the mountain to get these people off the mountain. And I would have straight up charged them $100,000 each, but they were probably already broke and had nothing because they had given their shit away. So anyways, it took a very long time to get all of the people off of the mountain. Okay. They can only take up limited amounts of supplies because you're going up a freaking mountain. And so anyways, don't fall into religious traps of psychosis. Okay. Literally, if you don't know about that, you guys should literally read about it. You should type it into YouTube and search the 1,000 people that went up Mount Everest to rapture 2025, I believe. So anyways, yeah, it was this past September. That's crazy. I get that these people are super dissatisfied because a prophecy didn't happen. The Hierophant, these religious people, okay? They're upset that their prophecy, maybe this is like a church that does prophecies. I don't know what churches do other than like the Catholic Church, and I still don't even know what they do because it's just like Latin rituals. But I don't see that the Catholic Church's rituals do anything. However, other stuff, I mean, I guess it just depends on what everything is connected to. But this Hierophant energy, these people could have spoken an ill prophecy over your life, and this has backfired You're getting this information because you were supposed to be gone, long gone and destroyed, or succumb to whatever their God is or whatever fucking nonsense these people are on. These could be Freemasons. Whoever they go to as a prophet is a false prophet. Nothing that they say ever happens. And so I don't know why people actually think that this person is like anointed. You cannot compare people nowadays to like people from the past, like Moses and Jesus and Noah and stuff. Like the best thing you're going to get as a comparison is somebody who's a psychic or an intuitive. You're definitely not going to get no fucking somebody that's saying that they're a prophet. That is so far-fetched and far from the truth. These people have spoken a lot of ill words over other people's lives, and so now they're experiencing what the effect of that is causing them. Because again, I would never tell anybody a negative prophecy. That's fucked up. That's not really how messages come from spirit, at least not through me. I don't look at somebody and they'd like figure out the day they're going to die. Like, who gives a shit? I don't even tap into that type of thing. These people were like, "Oh, this is your spiritual name. This is what you're here to do. This is da 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 da." Okay, but none of it's accurate. So if these people were saying that you're some type of reincarnated devil or whatever, they are being proven false. Okay? That's literally what I'm getting. They're dissatisfied and self-absorbed because their little prophecy about you didn't happen. It didn't come true. You weren't totally demolished and destroyed. Even though these people were doing things in the background to destroy you and break you down, they were causing you suffering by sending you demonic torment and by being evil, judgmental, religious bigots and hypocrites. Yeah, these people, they're following a very human path. Name one person that has actually ascended from religion. Oh, there is nobody. Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're over here going through a natural ascension, and these people are like, how is that possible? They're not in religion. It's only possible because you're not in religion. Like, that's all I can say. When you build your own relationship with God, like Jesus actually had, like Noah actually had, Moses actually had, okay, you're going to surpass what religion can do for you. Religion is a middleman that is unnecessary. Okay, and it's been forced upon us through beliefs and rituals and perpetual bullshit. And I'm sorry, but yeah, a time when there's some good things that can come out of the Bible, but most of it that gets used as rhetoric and propaganda, it's harmful to other people or toxic. It's not accepting, I can tell you that. Not accepting of people the way that they actually are. So if these people were judging you because you have abilities, because you're outspoken, because you're not married, whatever the fuck this is, these people are being proven that not everybody fits into the same type of mold, and you can't just try to blackball somebody in their career and in their life because they don't want to submit to your type of brainwashing. Point blank period. That's what the fuck it is. It's brainwashing. It's like what was done to the Native Americans, forcing them to go to white person school and not learn their own culture and stuff like that. These people want you to abandon what you already know about yourself spiritually so that you can bow down to some fucking man that they all think is the best. It could be the Pope, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. Like, I don't get that Christian or Catholic rituals do fucking anything. And I've witnessed them a lot, and I don't see that they do anything. They never did anything. And so that's just what I have seen from my own experience growing up. However, being around other religions, their rituals are a little bit different. It's more about Freemasonry. It's more about other things, adding other elements other than just whatever the worship of Jesus. And I am not somebody that worships Jesus like that. I love Jesus. Jesus is an ancestor to me, but Jesus is not supposed to be a fucking scapegoat that we throw all of our problems on and think is going to come randomly save us. If a person or any type of thing came out of the fucking sky, people would be scared shitless because it would be an extraterrestrial, which fits more in alignment with what Jesus actually was at the time of his life. Two of Swords. These people are blocked. They can't move forward. Whatever they've spoken about you has been proven 100% spiritually and physically to be false. If you guys could like the video, I would really appreciate it, you guys. It would really help this platform out. It makes me kind of sad when you guys don't like the video. It makes me feel like you guys don't like the message. and I can't control the message. I can just give the message. So, I can try to make things like a little bit more palpable, I guess, but the other psychic I work with, they're straight up so fucking direct that it could cut somebody's like life apart. Okay. Like they're very direct. I like find a positive way to state things. And it's not that this other person states anything negatively. It's just that they're very direct with what they pick up on, and they're not going to sugarcoat it for anybody, which is something I respect about them. But I can't expect everybody to be able to be accepting. These people are in denial. Okay. They're in denial that that this false prophecy didn't come true. They're in denial also that you're not going to join their group in some type of way. You could have been invited to an Illuminati or whatever satanic thing, and you're like, nah, I don't really feel like I want to go to that. I would be just scared. Not because I think people worship the devil. I would just be scared because it's people that you don't know that could be reptilians. I don't know. I would be too scared to do anything like that. But, you're over here in the energy of strength. These people are being blocked. They're being denied. These people thought that they had access to your Akashic records, and they thought that they were going to parade around acting like they knew things about you that you didn't know about yourself. You're the real prophet. They're the false ones. Like everything that they've said to be has been false thus far. This is why people are leaving this religious organization. They're leaving this cult, this coven, this secret group, this secret society. People are walking away from these people because they gave timelines on your destruction, a literal timeline. Okay, that is trying to fuck with somebody else's destiny. If you're trying to speak evil over somebody else's timeline and dominate what happens in their future, that is a form of destiny destroying. And who tries to get in God's way like that? These people were literally trying to say that you are going to be broke and homeless, and had their witchcraft, had their rituals, had their spell work, had their slander and gossip and evil eye actually worked on you the way that it was meant to, you would have been in that state. Because most people that these people attack with the Bible, most of them, or whatever other holy text that they read, when these people use these sacred books to attack people, usually it does hurt and harm people. It puts them in positions where they can't recover. It usually does. You're like the exception. Now these people are being proven to be false, and everything that they worship is proven to be false. And the people that are behind the scenes, some of the people knew that these people were trying to do this to you, and some of the people didn't know. The people that didn't know are now finding out what was actually being done. And now it's not even that the whole truth about you is out, but enough of the truth about you is out to the point where everybody in the group is feeling like they made a major mistake. They're like, how could we have done this? How could we have touched the anointed one? And it's not possible to touch God's anointed ones. You're anointed for a reason. You're highly anointed, okay, to do something. That means that these people need to get the fuck out of the way, because all they are is being a cock block. These people, they don't have the ability to accept the reality of their situation, that their cover has been blown, their mask has been ripped off. These people have been seen through, and they look like liars and falsifiers and false prophets and wicked people. They look exactly like what they are. Knight of Cups. Yeah, very charming on the outside, okay? Now these people want to bend the rules. They want to like bend the rules of their organization or bend the rules of things a bit to make it so that, people want to stay. Nobody wants to stay in this bullshit ass organization. I don't care how charming the pastor, priest, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care how charming these snake charmers are. These people, nobody wants to stay in this organization, cult, secret society group. Okay. You may have somebody contact you and tell you this is what they were doing in their temple. This is what they were doing in their church. This is what they were doing in their blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's get the likes of you guys. Thank you. This is what they were doing. You may get a message from God, the Holy Spirit, or the divine. Look, the military, Knight of Swords. I feel like this religious organization has infiltrated every type of business, okay? From the government to everything else. So, But yeah, these people can no longer be trusted. This Knight of Swords energy is somebody that's in the military. I don't know if these people were having somebody that was in the military watch you, but I feel like military experts have examined you through either social media or something else. They have examined you, and they have basically seen that you are fitting a certain type of personality that is like a chosen prophet, and you're not what these people were saying. Okay. I also get that the military is turned on this group for trying to manipulate them. I'm pretty sure people don't like their time wasted. King of Wands. Because there was somebody here this person has a humongous nose. They're also pretty fucking ugly. That's what I was literally picking up. This person is freaking ugly. This King of Wands wanted control over your guys' life. Okay? They wanted your destiny. They wanted what came with your abilities. They wanted everything. And this person, they were the one that brought you up to this group to make you a sacrifice. These people should have known better not to sacrifice other people. That should be a no-brainer. Nobody should have to explain that to somebody else. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. I don't want to have to waste anybody's time, and I'm not going to waste my time. So if the likes are not liking, then I will just go do something else with my day, okay, or my evening. So if you want to continue to see this content, please like the video. If you want to continue to have access to somebody like me, please like the video. By you liking the video, it lets the algorithm know that this content's worth being watched. If you don't feel like you like it, don't watch it. Point blank, period. It's not a trick. It's not deception. It's me being myself. If you don't like me, that's okay. That's fine. But just go away then, you know? Those of you that do like me, it would really help me if you could like the video and reciprocate the energy. Okay. So this King of Wands wanted total domination and control. And I feel like you guys are being shown that this group of people is now being outed for whatever stupid stronghold they were trying to keep over your life. These people were trying to keep you from any happiness, any success, any mental stability, any emotional, financial stability. These people tried to blackball you. They tried to make it so that people would not hire you, but that nobody would give you a home. It just so happens that the Most High God has given you a home, and it's on the earth. And so this is why you're going to continue to have a place to live, because it's not up to this stupid Hierophant group. It's really not. And it's not even up to the military. If you're not an illegal immigrant, you're going to continue to have a place to live here, okay? And if you are an illegal immigrant, there is still a place on the earth for you, okay? I don't hate against illegal immigrants. I just don't like criminals and rapists and shit like that. And PDF files, I don't like that type of energy. And that's my own personal preference, what I can deal with and what I can't deal with. I can't deal with people that hurt children and stuff like that. No. So I feel like you guys are gaining insight. You're figuring something out. All of this gang stalking and watching you was for no reason. Two of Wands, because these people want to know what you're working on, where your money's coming in, so that they can block it. This is their only concern. I feel like they need to be concerned with, all of this other stuff that's going on around them that they have no control of. That's what they should probably be concerned of. I also feel like you embarking on a new idea, starting a new direction, moving in a new way, it's got these people feeling very perplexed and very confused because you're not revealing everything about yourself. And even if these people were trying to read your Akashic records, they can't find out things about you. And these people literally tried to use something from a past life against you, and they're not able to successfully crucify you because of somebody you were in the past. These people have also been people that have not done the best things in the past. And I'm not saying you were a bad person in the past. You could have been a Maleficent-like type energy and had a legit reason to the way that you were the way that you were, okay? And these people are trying to demonize you in every type of fucking way and say you're some incarnated demonic energy. If you were incarnated demon, you would be doing low vibrational things. And the government has already spied on you and watched you, so they know what you're doing and what you're not doing. It's crazy. I feel like sometimes people look at you and they only see one thing, how you can benefit them. They don't actually see a living being. Like, these people did not respect your human rights, and that's something that I cannot get down with. Everybody's got human rights. They deserve to have food on their body, or I'm sorry, food on their body, clothes on their body, food in their mouth, and a roof over their head, and some type of income so that they can get socks or whatever the fuck they need. Like, literally, even entertainment. Okay, everybody deserves to have a good life. I feel like even people that have committed crimes and made mistakes, they probably didn't have a good life. That's what's got them fucked up. So I don't feel like torturing people is a good thing. These people believe in demonic torment. They believe in hellfire and curse that person and sing this psalm against them, and make them the joke of every type of thing, outcast them, and all this stuff. And all this did was make you stronger. It made you look in a new direction. And now these weird ass people, I was going to call them motherfuckers, but these weird ass people, they can't get any of your energy now. The hangman, because they were trying to sacrifice you publicly and in private and behind closed doors, and trying to blackball you out of a career that's obviously meant for you. These people are not you. They don't have spiritual authority to run around playing these types of fucking games. I don't care what type of religious school they went to. I don't give a fuck if this is the Vatican. They do not have power over chosen one. Okay. And if you're a woman or you're vulnerable energy, anybody in a vulnerable community, okay, these people were trying to amplify and crank down on some type of idea of God punishing women or punishing people that are vulnerable. And when I mean vulnerable, I'm talking about LGBTQ plus or any other type of people that are outcasted by society, any other type of vulnerable people. And I feel like, and I don't feel like all LGBTQ plus people are vulnerable, but I do feel like it's so in society, it does make them vulnerable because people will try to prey upon them because of the way that they are. And I feel like that's wrong. I feel like racism is also wrong. This Hierophant group literally believes that people have melanated skin because of some type of curse. That's what these people believe. Retards, okay? Who the fuck said that shit? Literally? Is that even in the Bible? Or is this just made up bullshit? Like, I feel like this Hierophant group, they have people that are melanated in their group, and they don't allow them to reach certain levels. This is feeling kind of like Freemasonry and Christianity together. That's what it feels like. Maybe a little bit of Satanism worked in. But yeah, these people are, to be quite honest, these people are left-hand path people, but they're trying to live the right-hand path. And it's not the journey that they should be going on. They should be going on and going within and accessing their own connection to God and developing a real relationship with the Most High, a real relationship with their higher self, which is God. Okay. But instead, they feel the need to sit around and judge everybody else, crucify everybody else. Like, it's not the age of Pisces anymore. These sacrifices do not go through. You can't sacrifice a chosen one. I don't care what type of things you want to do to somebody. These people are going to be punished for even thinking it in their stupid little brains. Yes, you feel like people can handle themselves. Yeah, they just don't need a community to protect themselves. I feel like these people, they feel like they need to group up together. The tower. These people are in the tower because they tried to make you a sacrifice. They abuse their power. That's like divine lightning striking them out of their position of authority that they put themselves in. And all of this is stemming from a prophecy that they tried to make. Just like how they were trying to sell the rapture to everybody this past September 23rd. You guys should really just go down a rabbit hole and YouTube that experience. There's videos from all over the world of people going crazy. Everybody was taking off work because they thought they were going to rapture. Like, I would have just gone to work and done my regular schmegler. In fact, I did do my regular schmegler. I did a reading. But like, I would have just done whatever. Because if you're going to be raptured, you're going to be raptured. If you're not, you're not. Like, you could at least get paid. You don't have to be at home with your family. Like, it doesn't even make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So I feel like these people were brainwashed into thinking that something was going to happen and that you were like a catalyst to the apocalypse, and there is no apocalypse. Not right now, anyways. There is no, you're not an antichrist, whatever the fuck this is about. And that's what the energy that it's giving me, that these were people saying that you were opposite to Jesus when you're a descendant of Jesus. Completely different. This is what I was saying when they only see one side of you. These people could be thinking that you're weak, you're vulnerable, you're the perfect, loving, sweet, kind, perfect person. All of a sudden, they think that when before you were a straight up demon. Like, make a decision. These people need to figure out what they actually believe. I feel like half of the people in their secret society, community, cult, coven, religion, whatever, half of the people, and this is behind the scenes type shit. Half of the people behind the scenes believed that you were this demonic, evil, wicked energy, and half of the people knew damn well that they were the demonic, evil, wicked, satanic, fucked up ass energy. They knew that you weren't. They knew that they were. Okay, that's the energy that I get. But they were, trying to spit it out to everybody else and paint you as you're somebody that can just be stepped on because you're vulnerable. Okay, but you're stronger than them. Make it make sense. Three of Pentacles, you have a whole soul tribe and a community of people that want to collaborate with you that actually need your assistance. These people, they were blocking God's divine plan, and they were scheming and plotting and plot planning and manipulating and hoping and praying and wishing upon a jinn, upon a star, upon whatever, that they would be able to pry you away from this divine light work that you do. They were hoping that they could derail you off your destiny and force you into living into somebody else's rules or imprison you or whatever. And because you're not doing anything, if you were to do something illegal, you would have gotten caught. These people have tried to set things up in the spirit and in the physical to catch you up so that you can't go through an ascension without having religion. Empress, this is who you actually are. They didn't know that they was fucking with an empress, somebody that's a real one, somebody that can stand up for themselves, that is in good condition, that is taking care of themselves and doing the right thing. These people, they're like, oh, our witchery didn't work. First of all, our witchcraft didn't work. Secondly, us trying to have whatever higher dimensional being that we worship judge this person, that didn't work either. No, it didn't. These people have to get rid of something or someone. Yeah, because you have a 10 of Pentacles. You guys have influence, you have importance, you have a duty, you have a job here to do. You guys are actually needed. The community, the society, the world needs your energy. These people, what are they here for? Like, other than to gang up on other people and abuse those people, what are they really here for? To sacrifice others. That's what they want to do. And this is why they're going to be stuck in a reincarnation cycle that they'll probably never get free of. You won't have to experience these people again. Six of Cups. These people were saying that you are an unfit parent. You shouldn't have children. You shouldn't be allowed to have any children. You can't care for anybody. You can't have any family. These people were protesting the wrong things. They should have been protecting their own peace and their own children, not trying to destroy you and yours. Why don't we just leave it up to God who's worthy of what? Okay. Whoever's got the natural abilities, why don't we just let God do what God is going to do? Why are these people feel the need to take it upon themselves to try to ruin something that the divine has planned? Like, you have got to be straight up delusional, fucked up, and stupid. If you think that you are going to block Archangel Michael and the Most High God and the Holy Spirit and the divine realm from accomplishing something, you can't even delay the shit. It's not allowed. These people are not being allowed. They're not being permitted to stay wherever they are. They have to move or they have to leave, whatever this is. Yeah, like, you could be looking for a permanent job somewhere else, or you could be getting ready to, make a move in a new direction. And these people are like, wait, we won't know where they are. We can't spy on them. We can't watch them. No, bitch, you can't. You're not going to get access to this person's new fucking home either. This 10 of Pentacles that belongs to this Empress energy, these people will never get access to your shit. And I would literally, I would call the police on anybody snooping around your new property or anybody trying, make sure that if you're moving, that you're not being followed by anybody. If you've got weird gang stalkers and effed up ass people and neighbors and people that are just evil as shit after you, make sure that when you move, that you do not bring those people with you. Sometimes you just have to close the door on somebody so that they don't try to gain that access back to you, to come for you. And I don't even feel like you had a real open door with these people. I feel like they just knew about you. And the mere fact of them knowing about you, they felt like they had a little bit of power because of that. Because they knew about a living angel. That's literally what I'm getting. These people figured out that you were an earth angel, and now they're using that as their momentum as to why they're trying to take you off your path, because they found out that you're not human. So this is why they didn't want to treat you with respect or respect your human rights for privacy. 7 of Wands. These people are confused. They're also in indecision. You know, confusion will be their greatest enemy. They were confused about you, point blank, period. Whoever this King of Wands was that brought this shit to these people was a lying ass bitch. I think that if this Hierophant group would have asked this King of Wands how they knew you, they would have found out, oh, this is a fucking ex. This is somebody from the past. This is an ex-boss, ex-coworker. It's some type of fucking ex, okay? That's how this person, why this person's so upset. They lost you forever. And since they cannot have you, now they want you illegally monitored. No, they're going to have to, you know, get a fucking job and start doing it themselves, because these people can't even pay a private investigator to follow you anymore. I mean, this is how bad it's gotten. It says that these people are letting other people make decisions for them that are not in their best interest. Duh. Tricking any group of people into ganging up together and doing prayer circles or prayer rituals against somebody else is the fuck wrong. How about we just let God handle what God's going to handle and stop trying to fuck other people up? Like, literally. If people would just respect other people's free will, I think this planet would be a lot better place. But these people had no respect for your free will, and they did not know about your spiritual authority. They did not know. Now these people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Divine. Forgive me. And the Divine's like, where was the forgiveness when you were trying to put this person in poverty, make them broke, and make them fucking for 3 or 4 years? These people fucked you up for years, okay, with their witchcraft. Now they're getting the shit back. And everybody that was a part of it, knowingly or unknowingly, the ones that are like, yeah, we know that one's not satanic because we're the satanic ones. And then the ones that are like, oh, I don't know if that one's chosen or if they're anointed or if they're satanic. Like I said, it's none of their fucking business. If people would just mind their own business and leave other people alone, they would not go through these types of situations. I also get that, you know, these people will regret their actions for the rest of their life. And I hope that this situation and this karma they're getting hit with actually teaches them to never, ever think that they are righteous or right in any way to sacrifice another living being. Okay? No. The answer is no. Okay? You don't do that. These people, they need to cover all their bases because they're being watched. The 9 of Wands in the reverse, they were trying to disable you. Now they're disabled. Ironic. Obstacles are in their way. Disappointment and setbacks. These people will be exhausted from trying to accomplish something. It will be impossible to achieve what they want. It's simply not meant to be, and no amount of effort or determination will change that. They may have to settle for their second choice. They're going to have to settle for this false prophet that's prophecy has already backfired on their dumbass. I mean, this is why I feel like these people were communicating with the demonic energy, because I really feel like them being tricked out of their spot, them being tricked out of their destinies, them being tricked into attacking a chosen one, that sounds like something that a demon, a trickster would do. It really does. And this King of Wands cannot fucking have you back. They cannot have your destiny. They cannot have your fate, and they cannot do anything with you. This person needs to be extracted out of your energy. And I feel like Archangel Michael's already done it. They blocked this person completely. This is why they had to go to another group of people to get other people to put their attention on you, because this person can't get anything. I feel like they need to, you know, become open to new concepts about themselves and go find something for themselves. This losing ass person went off with a whole nother person that they don't want now. Like, why does this person feel so entitled to being able to be with you or have your 10 of Pentacles? They are not a part of your life. And if they were a part of your life in the past, they have not been a part of your life for a long time now. Why don't they just let it go? The Magician. Because this person still feels like they've invested too much magic in you, too much time, too much manipulation, too much mind control. You know, they feel like they've invested too much and they feel like you're magically protected. And this is why they don't want to cut their losses. This is why they keep going, because they're like, look, we've already invested this much in trying to break this person down and destroy them and steal from them. Like, let's just keep going. And no, at the moment that you find out that someone is protected by God, you should back the fuck up and repent immediately and ask to be forgiven and change your fucking ways for real and be authentic with it. Don't be a fake ass motherfucker repenting and going back to doing witchcraft on the person the next day. Seriously, do a repentance and change your fucking ways, change your vibration and change your habits. Stop thinking that the answer to everything is bewitching somebody. Some people cannot be fucked with like that. They cannot be bewitched, okay? And if this person is saying, oh, they bewitched me, they're a demon, they're a whore, they're this is what this person is. There's actual proven evidence that this losing ass King of Wands is everything that I just said. A hoe, a bitch, a slut, a fuckface, an idiot, probably a retarded bastard. Literally, it's actually proven that this person is fucked up in every type of way. But nothing is proven about you to be false. And if you are using magic, you're doing it on yourself. You're not messing with other people's free wills. You don't want anything to do with this King of Wands. And I about said Queen of Wands. So there is a female involved in this. I knew there had to be somebody else putting this bullshit up. This person's stupid. I mean, what type of loser of a person from your past has to go to a group of people and try to report you? Like, these people run the world. They may run the Vatican City or whatever the fuck in whatever place. Okay, they may run a little church somewhere, but they do not run the fucking world. They do not run the Most High God. They do not override your ability to choose thoughts that are in alignment with your love, joy, and peace and with God. They do not override that. Okay, they're not important. These people, they're in the Five of Wands. They're in a competitive mentality. These people are greedy. They're lustful for power, and they feel like they have found an angel amongst demons. These people are demonic. They're like, we have found an angel. We need to go get that angel so we can get everything, like make tinctures off of their sweat and shit. Like, fucking weirdos. Okay. These people have secret opposition to their plans that they're not aware of. Okay. You have a lot of heavy hitters on your team of highest light and resonance. Three of Swords. These people are being betrayed actively. They're grieving. The third-party situations. This King of Wands could have very well wanted to come in and dominate and manipulate and control you. Yeah, I just heard shut up. They don't want me to talk about this. I don't care. I'm talking about it anyways. This person wanted to do this to you so that you could be a third-party situation to the relationship that they're already in. In what fucking world would you ever agree to being a fucking side piece? Bitch, please. Get it together. These people thought a little bit too much about themselves and not enough about, you know, anybody else. And that's a problem. Selfish, fucked up decisions have led these people to ultimate betrayal and ruin. Let's get the likes up, you guys. We got 71 people watching, 42 likes on the video. Please show me that you can like the video and support the channel. Okay. I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort every single day for you guys. So I can be here to help you guys. Four of Swords. Like I was saying, I mean, I'm going to finish the reading anyways, but I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe and hype the video. It really helps. This Four of Swords, this is a funeral. These people betrayed one another. Okay, they're getting separated. They're getting separated from the people that they were conspiring with. I also feel like these people are losing their possessions. Now that they've seen you and the prophecy over your life come true, and you be proven to be a real one, these people, now they feel like they can't exist in this world. Judgment. Because they're up under judgment. These people know this. They actively know that they're being judged, not only for past sins, but for all of the ones that they got away with. Every time that these people got away with abusing another person or harming them or taking their stability from them or taking their finances or making them homeless, whatever these people have been doing, they're having to now pay for that personally, which means that these people no longer have the resources to spy on you, to do spells on you, to pay people to do spells on you, to stalk you, to try to create this false prophecy over your life. If it's not something that is in alignment with what God has already created, then that is not what's going to happen. These people are up under judgment, and now only because they're being judged and they're having everything stripped from them, both physically and spiritually, this is the only reason that these people feel grief, loss, and regret. It's not because they did stuff to a chosen one. It's not because they got in God's way. These people are only regretting the loss of physical materials, like physical objects, cars, homes, spouses, whatever. Now they're feeling, now these people, they're getting hit in the same. This is why you don't fuck with the universe. The universe knows how to hit you, when to hit you, where your soft spots are, and how to completely disable you permanently. This is what's happening to these people. There's the end of a major relationship of two people, a king of wands and a queen of wands, that were working together against you. Okay? These people are being split up now. Good riddance to these fucks. Good riddance to them. I mean, they really did deserve each other, these two people, but that's neither here nor there. Sometimes when your ex moves on to that new person, they're attracting in exactly what the fuck they are. So what they did to you is going to be done to them times infinity by that new person. And that's the best revenge you could ever get. And that's the way the universe handles shit. You know, these people were not going to ever stop. You're right. Yeah. Until either they died or you died. This is why that funeral card came out. The Four of Swords. Like this, they're literally being physically stopped. I also feel like these people tried to report you to the IRS like 5 or 6 times, and there is nothing wrong with your taxes or whatever the fuck finances things these are that they were trying to report on. Okay. So I think what's been proven is that you pay your bills. Maybe you don't have a whole lot of extra money, but you have enough money to survive and thrive, and you don't owe the government any of that money. You maybe don't even make enough to pay anything back like that. Or you could be getting Social Security or something else. These people tried to block every avenue of you being able to be supported so that they could be supported. And this is like pointless to demonize another living being. None of us are perfect. Trying to hold people to an imaginary made-up version of perfection that the Bible created is delusions. Queen of Swords, you cut these people off. This is why they're so pissed off at you. You know? Oh, I'm so sorry. They took out your ex for his organs. That's horrible. Yeah, this is why you need to make sure that you're not signing organ donor on any type of paperwork, because when you're in the hospital, if something were to happen, they would rather just let you die so they could harvest your shit and sell it off piece by piece rather than actually help you to get better. So this is why you need to be careful with the things that you sign when it comes to your health and when it comes to what you're willing to do with your body. Absolutely not. I feel like this work that you've done has separated you milestones from these people. You have moved up in life. You guys could be, like I was saying, getting a new job, getting a new career, being in a new position, being in a new place, you know? Yeah, you better NPC behavior. Literally. Literally. It's sad. Yeah, people are worth more as parts than they are whole. That is fucked up. A person being whole to society, they feel like that is something that should be destroyed. Do you not know how society tries to break people? whether it's bullying, gang stalking, psyops missions, mind control. Like, government and society, they don't give a fuck about civilians. They don't care at fucking all. To them, this is all still an experiment. And they're just wanting to figure out a way that to take people's free will away and force them to buy things that are not good and to do things that are not good and to do things that damage themselves. That's all I ever really see. I don't really see, oh, let's help people become better people. I don't see stuff like that. I feel like you guys, what you guys are doing and what I'm doing is like the only shit that exists that's legitimately going to help somebody. And what you do with this information is up to you. You know, I feel like you guys are still going to move forward. You're still going to move on. You're still going to be protected. Archangel Michael's still going to show up for you. Okay. When these people send some stupid shit into the ethers, they're going to get slapped out for that. They're going to have to answer to Ra, Bastet, and all of these other heavy hitters that you have on your team that are making sure that whatever you plant in the earth grows so that you can reap the rewards of your own harvest in this lifetime. Why should you have to work? And these people wanted to enslave you. Why should you have to work and be a fucking slave for these people so that some other generation can benefit off of the money and profit that you make? You should be able to live off of your own profit, off of your own work. Okay. If you created it, then it came from you. And if you created intellectual property from God, what are these people going to do about that? They can't strip things from God. You actually would help other people in need. This is why God's going to give you the resources, because you people would do the right things with it. These other people, they've already been proven to be false people who have done the wrong things with the resources that they were entrusted with. And these people all belong to a cult, and they're all counting each other's pockets continuously. These people have no privacy. They have no human rights. They traded their shit away for something that is lame, for a promise that can't be kept. And now that these people see that their Hierophant can't keep this promise, they can't save their soul. These people cannot, they're not just be forgiven and delivered. That is not the way that law of attraction works, my dears. Law of attraction is what you send out, you will get back. These people focused on death every day, trying to send it to you. What is going to come into their life? Death every day. This is what they're experiencing. This is why they don't have good finances. These people also are stupid. They fall into like traps and schemes and scams and stuff. These people are scammed out of their inheritance. They're scammed out of their divine life purpose, and they're given a false narrative to follow. And because they follow this false narrative and they're told to follow it with faith to the point where you do not question it whatsoever, that is total domination and fucking control over somebody. This Hierophant group of people controls every single aspect of these people's lives, and they have it some type of snitch culture set up in whatever these weird ass groups are, that you snitch on everybody the fuck else to get ahead. And this is why these people are in the position that they're in. Okay? This is why they look guilty in front of the spiritual courts, in front of God, and in front of everybody else. Their snitch culture does not create a long-lasting community. It creates paranoia, fear, anxiety, and restlessness, and it creates negativity and, people who want to break free of a pattern of control. Point blank period. It's with the intent to try to use something that's not tangible, like God's law, not physically tangible, to create something that's tangible to restrict you. Okay? If God made you the way that you are, God made you the way that you are. Who the fuck are these people to tell you that you should not have been created the way that you are? The devil can't create fucking anything. Not anything that's long lasting. You were not created by the devil. I don't know who keeps bringing that shit up, but one of these people keeps saying that, oh, you're the devil, you're the devil. I don't care if you were a devil in a past life. That's not what the fuck you're doing right now. So it doesn't matter. And all the devil represents is the lower nature of mankind. Greed, lust, perversion, wickedness, secrets, hiding things, lies, deception, being conceited, hubris, ignorant, all of that stuff. That's what the South Node is. That's what the devil represents. The Hermit. You guys had to isolate from these people and go within to find that inner light so that you could literally, get out of this pattern of having things ended. These people were using moon cycles to try to end and break you. They tried to break you like you're some type of horse or you're some type of animal. These people are now being broken and they can't put themselves back together again. These people are missing pieces of themselves, important pieces like the soul part. Okay. They're soulless weirdos. They owe the devil. These people owe the devil their lives. Okay. All of this sacrificing to Satan, these people owe. They're in regret because they know that they owe the devil and they can't get out of this. There's only a couple people on this planet that could free these people of this demonic energy and this demonic crap. But the people that I know of are never going to do that. Why even? And there's some part in the Bible where Jesus is literally in another town visiting a friend or a family member or something like that. And some lady comes up and is like, will you do an exorcism on my daughter? She's possessed. And he's like, no, because your daughter's going to turn around and do the same demonic shit, sleep with animals, have bestiality, do disgusting demonic things. Okay. Immediately after I do the exorcism, why would I deliver her for deliver somebody for them to go right back to the behavior that was causing them to need to be delivered in the first place? That's literally what he verbatim tells the mother. And she's like, oh, I thought you helped everybody. He's like, obviously, even the kindest and sweetest and most healing people know when things are a lost cause and know when not to invest their energy. You don't cast your pearls before swine. And that's literally what this is. These people are greedy pigs. Isolated for 9 years. Yeah, it's time for you guys to become unisolated. High priestesses. You had to take that time though, literally. I've been isolated for almost just as long as that. Probably about 9 years as well. But yeah, I've been definitely isolated for a long time, but I'm okay with that because, you know, I don't need to invest my time and energy into a whole bunch of other people. I need to be investing it into myself. You have used your intuition. You've gone within to find the answers to life's questions. This is why this person, like their prophecy over your life did not happen. And this devil is laughing its ass off at these people because this devil is like, oh yeah, this and this and this is going to happen. And none of it did. And it just tricked all of these people. Same thing as whatever entity that tricked those people to go up to Mount Everest without supplies. And then all of a sudden, I mean, that entity was a higher dimensional being that most likely knew that snowstorm was going to hit those people. I mean, when the weather couldn't even predict that. Like, that's what I'm saying. The manipulation goes very deep with religion. You just have to be very careful of the brainwashing. 10 of Wands. These people are burdened. The devil has burdened them because the devil is a burden. And it doesn't have to be a negative entity. The devil energy is just somebody that's acting from their lower nature. They don't respect others. They try to suffocate other people with their own problems. You know, these people are majorly burdened in life and they're looking for a way to get unburdened. And they see you over here being free, being a free spirit. And they're like, how can I take that? You can't. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You can't take somebody else's free will. You can't take somebody else's mind. You can't take their destiny. You can't take their soul. You cannot take, not permanently, not from anybody. And if you get away with taking from somebody, you better be prepared to pay that shit back in blood. Because when God and the Holy Spirit and the universe decides that enough, that's the last straw that's broke the camel's back and enough has been enough already, these people will get all of their karma all at once. And they will be forced to look at the fact that they were wrong about you and wrong about everything else and everyone else. And these people are still trying to lead other people down a wrong path to destruction, okay? Actively, while you're over here helping people get free of destruction. 10 of Swords. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These people are acting like a victim or a martyr. They can go ahead and martyr themselves. That's fine. We don't really care. They can go ahead and martyr themselves. Since they caused all of this themselves, they can literally go ahead and do that. I had a dream last night that I was an angel and I went from person to person to person to person, saving them from weird situations in my dream. Like I was saving children. At one point I was taking like a bomb and flying it into space and leaving it there like a superhero. Like it was just like thing after thing after thing after thing of good things that I was doing as an angel. And I do think that that's another life that I had probably as an angel doing that. But yeah, I was saving people continuously, going from person to person to person to person. And it was exhausting, but it felt good. It was positive. That's the type of energy that I get you're here to do or create. And these people, they're going to act like a victim all of a sudden at the very end. Now they're victimized by the devil and they need help. Okay. Oh, well, Knight of Pentacles, you know, they might want to get to work because they owe Mr. Diablo here some stuff. This is why these people are being stripped of their possessions. They were not able to hold up their end of the deal. I could very well pick up that this devil energy was somebody that was like, go get me that chosen one. Bring me the head of this chosen one. Like, bring me the head of John the Baptist and I'll give you what you want. Bring me the head of that chosen one. Nobody could do it. This is why they now owe their own head. Like, that's just an allegory, but literally, that's what that energy was saying. And the energy knew the entire time you couldn't be touched. It just likes to fucking destroy shit. That's what the devil energy is. You know, it's a trickster. It tricked these people into thinking that they could touch you. And this devil energy knew that the moment that they went to go touch you, the universe was going to crack down on them real freaking hard. Justice is exactly what I'm talking about. These people knew. Well, this energy knew that when they told these people that they could do this to you, this energy knew that it wasn't possible from the very beginning. They knew that it was never going to happen. That's why they told these people to do it. I'm also feeling a very sharp pain stabbing me in the back. These people are actively betraying you. I don't care if they get a voodoo doll or whatever they're going to fucking do. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Okay? You're getting justice, point blank, period. These people are being put into bondage. Now they owe a force that they don't control, that they have no mastery over. They can't even master the devil in themselves. How are they going to do this to somebody else? And all of the evil eye that's been being sent is literally being collected, and those arrows are being sent right the fuck back to these people with the power of God. I feel somebody trying to do voodoo right now. We cancel and rebuke them. And we report them to God and the Holy Spirit and Archangel Michael. We report what they're doing. Trying to silence you because you speak the truth, that's a pointless thing to do. You cannot do a shut up, stop talking spell to somebody that's a prophet that's supposed to be delivering the gospel to people by telling people the good news about God being great. Why do these people have such a problem with that? Oh, because they had to get to where they're at, they had to sell themselves. Okay? 9 of Cups. You're over here getting your wishes fulfilled. Things are coming in for you. These people are very, very ungrateful. They're very ungrateful for their own lives. These people do not wake up not one day of their life and just say, hey, thank you, divine realm, for my life. These people are like continuously, from when they go to bed to when they wake up, bitching and moaning because they don't have the life that they believe they should have or that they deserve. That's what they're doing continuously. They feel like they don't have the best wife. They don't have the best this. All of these people compete with each other. Okay? They're all wanting to attain the same type of thing. And now what they want is not tangible because it's a spiritual ability that you possess. These people now want something that's not tangible, and they're still not going to get what they want. They look real stupid. They really do. While you're over here getting your wishes fulfilled, these people look stupid as hell. Okay, what do we need to know to close out the message? Also, you guys, remember, if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat. I would do it at the beginning of the reading, and I will set the timer for 20 minutes, and I will figure out how to answer your question in 20 minutes. But if you've got more than one question about more than one subject, plan 20 minutes for each subject. Or $20 super chat, 20 minutes for each subject. Yeah, you're coming into fame and public. These people wanted to cause you pain. They wanted you to make a payment to them with your life. You don't owe these people anything. The delusion, a delusion that these people believe that you owe them, is hilarious to me. What the fuck would you owe these people? These people are fools. You know? You don't owe them anything. Yeah, they wanted victory over you. They wanted to have, you know, their plans play out in your life. And that's just not what they should have been doing. They should have been focusing on their own lives. These people are not getting financially rewarded for their hard work. You are. You did the work. They never did any work. Their work was to waste all of their money. This is another way I know that the devil was involved in this. Causing these people to spend all of their money and waste all of their money on you is another reason that this devil is laughing its ass on, because it's basically dismantled these enemies of God for God. That's, the devil serves God. I don't know why people don't believe that, but it is true. The low vibration serves the high vibration. I also get that these people, they thought that you would not be none the wiser, that your ability you've had your entire life, that you've used every single day of your existence up until now, that you would just not notice that this gift was gone because these people were going to cause so many problems for you, that you would literally have not been aware or noticed in any type of way that your talent was gone. You've got to be joking. Pray against destiny fucking thieves, destiny watchers, destiny blockers. Say, I cancel and rebuke anybody that is after my destiny. I call in my destiny and my fate, and I ask God to reveal to me, my higher self, what I need to see about my destiny so that I can step into my own power and fulfill the prophecy over my life. And I trust and put faith in my own divine connection that I have formed with the universe, with my spirit guides, with God, with nature, with the Holy Spirit, with the divine realm, to show me what I need to do to be in alignment to receive all that God has for me, my entire portion. Okay? Everything. You're going to get the icing on top of the cake. You're going to get everything. You're going to get to have your cake and eat it too. You're going to have everything. You're going to have fame, your wishes granted. You're going to have justice. You using your abilities has caused you to have justice because you're using them to help the general public and to help them to see the truth as well. Eight of Cups. These people foolishly they're so disappointed that they have to walk away from this moon cycle bullshit. These people were not able to use the moon to destroy you like everybody else. These people are going to go immediately to betraying each other, and it's not going to work out good for them. Remember, these people, their whole basis on coming together against you was on betrayal. So that's exactly, I just heard he. That's exactly what's going to happen to them. They're going to be betrayed by everybody that they know and thought that they could trust. That's why it's important who you form alliances with. There's a lot of people leaving certain organizations that are political, religious, whatever. I'm not a politics person, so I can't talk about that stuff, but that are leaving all of these things because they're seeing through the fucking illusion that was painted for them. And that's a beautiful thing, for people to tap out of the matrix and wake up. Like, that's a good thing. These people are blaming you because they've had to go through an awakening. And that's a blessing. In what other lifetime would these people ever actually wake up? Like, seriously. They had to come across a real angel to actually go through an awakening. Death. Eight of Cups. They have to walk away from trying to take your life from you, from trying to harvest you, whatever this is. You belong to God. I would be affirming in the comments, I belong to God. I do not belong to this physical world. I belong to God. If anybody is going to take me out, it's going to be God. It's going to be the energy of the universe that at my right time, where a transition would be needed, would come in for that appropriate job at that time to do a good job with it. Not no half-ass, losing-ass moon magic bullshit to try to bring down on somebody, because these people don't believe in a higher power. They obviously believed in the moon and the stars and all this other shit, but they can't believe in what created all that stuff. Delusions. I feel like you guys have gained the information that you need and you're ready to move forward. Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is passing away. Whoever this person is, they're actually dying off. Like, that's sad. I feel like this person has children. This Queen of Wands that was married to the King of Wands that was behind all of this, these people have children. Maybe they only have one kid or two kids together, but they all have children. Everybody in this group has children. They're causing their own children to fucking struggle and suffer. They really are. These people are bringing generational curses upon themselves. They literally are. If any of you guys have any personal questions, you can always send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question within 20 minutes. But yeah, this Queen of Wands is actually passing away. They're going to have to say their goodbyes. I feel like this person has a deadly disease, something that could be like cancer or something like that. But they have something going on with them, very bad with their health, with all this toxicity and death magic and moon magic and disappointment and shit. This person, you know, they were very vain to think that they were going to be able to steal your fame and your recognition and your hard work and all of your rewards and all of your good blessings. And now you've realized that you don't need these people for anything, so you could wash your hands of them, and you did. You're moving forward. You're getting a new position. You guys are moving on with your lives, and these people are trying to stop you from doing so. They're not going to be able to. This Queen of Wands is in their sick bed, the Nine of Swords. They're literally sick as shit. They're really, really freaking sick. Okay? They're grieving and emotional pain and depression. This person is feeling guilty because they are figuring out what they're about to go through is what they tried to cause. They actually did cause you to suffer some losses, and they tried to blackball you and keep your career from moving forward. These people tried to keep you from ever being supported or ever be able to stand on your own 2 feet or ever be able to have mental health. And they had legit not one real fucking reason to even do any of that. They literally were trying to stop you, block you, and take you out. And they had no reason to do that. And now the universe is taking them out slowly. And they're like, oh, I have to watch the collective get their wish fulfillment, succeed, move on, be at peace, and be happy. I wasn't able to make them fat. I wasn't able to turn them into an addict. I wasn't able to speak this false prophecy bullshit over their life and make them spiral and tap out of life. No, they weren't. They were not able to gain dominion over you. They should have, taken it for what it was and left you just to be. I feel like some of you guys just need to take a bath and just do a meditation, take a bath, do something to relax yourself from this situation. Because these people were attacking you for years. They were trying to put you in poverty so you could not have a home, have food in your mouth, have clothes, have anything. They wanted you to literally switch places with their broke ass. These people wanted you to they wanted you to go through the worst, and you did go through some shit, but it was not ever going to be allowed to be the full spectrum of what these people wanted to create. But now that you've returned the energy, or you called for judgment, you could have been like, God, whoever's doing this to me, call for judgment. I know that you have plans, most higher self, to prosper me. You did not create me for me to be a being that suffers every single day. Suffers because I don't get support, I don't get help, suffers because I can't, etc. Okay, you were not, like, you said something similar to that to God. That I was not created, I was not put on this planet to fucking suffer witches and warlocks and cults and covens to fucking thrive. That's for damn sure. I won't be wasting any of my energy or life on these people. I was not created to suffer no fucking witch bitch to live. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. People like me are dangerous people because we can see what other people are doing. That it doesn't actually make us a danger, but we become dangerous because of the knowledge that we can attain. And this is what these people are upset about. They know that the knowledge that you have surpasses what they have, and they want that knowledge. And since you won't give it to them, they thought they were going to steal it. And since they can't steal it, they thought that they were going to take you out and take it from you. And since they still can't do any of that, they're going to have to sit back and just watch you succeed. These people are going broke. Okay, they don't have resources like they used to. If these people were flaunting it, you didn't even notice. You never looked at them. You mind your own business. Five of Swords. These people are going to say that they did all of this shit to you in the energy of self-preservation, and you do not have to kill somebody else to preserve yourself. If it is like you have to defend yourself, that's one thing, but these people never needed no defense from you. They needed defense from Archangel Michael, who was slapping them upside the head with his flaming fucking sword. That's who they needed protection from, and because they didn't get it, they're throwing a fit. These people are pissed off. They are going to say that all of their illegal and immoral conduct was done based off of the idea that they needed to preserve themselves to your detriment. And that is not true. You didn't start a war with these people. They started a war with you. They started a war with God. This person that's doing voodoo right now is literally going to burn in the pits. Like, just know that every amount of suffering that this stupid person has caused you, they are going to burn for fucking ever for that shit. They really are. Okay? They really are. And they're going to be wishing that they never ever laid their eyes on you, to never ever think of doing this dumb shit. The world. Like I said, you have the world open to you. You have access to it. You have access to social media. You have access to helping the less fortunate. You have access to using your resources to get a new job, to start a new company, to move to a new area. This is what you're doing. You guys are getting a large sum of money coming your way. I also get that the justice system knows that if they don't serve justice on your behalf when it comes to this cult or coven, that they are going to also start losing things that they really actually care about, like their own children and their own legacies and their own 401k and shit like that. They know that if they don't, because I feel like the justice system for a while let these people get away with harassing you, gang stalking you, violating your privacy, violating your freedom, because they felt like it was justified. For whatever reason, they felt like you were not a person in society that needed to be protected. You were not somebody that needed to be respected. And they made a horrific, life-ending, career-ending judgment call that is now coming back to fuck them up. And if they don't serve justice the second time and give you your whatever it is, the resources that you need to survive that these people took from you, if they don't return that shit, they're going to pay double and triple. And they're going to pay through losing everyone and everything that they love. And that's exactly how it's going to go down. That's what's already, the universe has already decided for this situation. That's why I feel like all of a sudden now the justice system is there. It's not like they're getting on your side, but they're going to go to whatever length they have to do to make sure that you're protected. This King of Swords, like this King of Swords is going to make sure that you don't slip through the cracks, and that this attack on your life is not just ignored by the police. That all of this evidence that's been found about these people is not just completely ignored. And that's a blessing, because the way it was going before was just injustice after injustice after injustice after injustice being done. And nothing was ever going to change, because the justice system did not value you as a living being. Now they're being forced to look at you differently, because the universe has put them in a position to where they have to look at the mistakes that they've made. And their biggest mistake out of everything that these authorities have done to fuck up their own lives, their biggest mistake was not protecting you, was not serving justice on your behalf. And it's not even on your behalf. It's just following fucking protocols. These people made illegal actions, did immoral conduct, okay? They did illegal bullshit. There should be a consequence for that. These people were allowed to get away with doing illegal things to you over and over again, and now they're not allowed to get away with that. Not only is the justice system being penalized, but everybody that was involved in this that knew about it, even the people that were like, I don't want to get involved, those people are up under judgment. Everybody attached to this is getting their shit. And now they want to run away. And now they're going to be like, oh, well, let's just serve justice on their behalf randomly, you know? You're already moving on. God's already moving you out of the way, moving you to another part of the world. And these people are like, okay, let's now all of a sudden that this person's out of reach, that we can't touch them. They never could touch you. But now that you're out of the way, these people are like, now let's serve justice. No, they should have served justice and stopped these people from what they were trying to do to you. Okay? They should have served justice immediately. The moment that they found out that a crime was committed against you, these people should have served justice. That, you know, I don't care if they're judging you for your career, your spiritual beliefs, or whatever else, or your sex, your gender, whatever. I don't care what they're judging you for. They don't have the fucking right to do that. And if they're not going to do their job, this King of Swords is going to come in and do it for them. And you're going to get justice either way. These people, they don't understand that they don't really have a hand of cards to play in this game anymore. They were being tested. They failed the test. They legitimately looked away from specific crimes that were being committed and laws that were being broken and attacks that were coming for somebody. You should have been put in witness protection program like years ago from this group of people. But the justice system decided that you were not somebody worth even investing in protecting. And that's where they really fucked up. This is why all these people are getting their shit and they can't get out of it. You know, they can't get out of it because they have to live through what they just put you through, and you actually survived it. You're stronger than these people ever could have imagined because you have God with you, and within you, you are God. Your higher self is God. You know that you're not your body, that you're not whatever your name is. You know that you're something more. These people, they are going to be struggling for a very long time in the future until they acknowledge that allowing other people to get away with crimes and commit heinous acts of murder and unaliving and witchcraft and all of this crap, all of it combined together, energy harvesting, organ harvesting, trafficking, all of this shit, all of these crimes that literally allowing people to get away with that was not the correct thing. These people don't believe in karma, obviously. The moon. They thought their moon magic ritual was stronger than the Most High. That's delusions. These people were hidden enemies. Even the cops that are involved in this, there's going to be martial law that's evoked. These people are going to have to answer to a higher authority as to why they didn't serve justice on a chosen one's behalf. Why, if you're disabled or something and you're supposed to be on disability, why these people were trying to block that and fuck with your paperwork and fuck with your whole process of getting assistance or social security or whatever, they're going to have to answer as to why they were doing that, why they were taking bribes, why they were working with other people, why they were trying to stop somebody that needed help. Okay? They're going to have to answer either way. So it doesn't matter what they do. Yeah, you're the star. You're being proven to still have your star. These people didn't take anything from you. They don't have the ability to. Anything that was taken from you is being returned 10 times over. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. And all of this sacrificing to Baal and Moloch and whatever, that's fine and dandy, even though those entities don't want souls or whatever the fuck a sacrifice is. They don't want that, but that's neither here nor there. These people, they owe the devil, and that's a big problem. And they're also in trouble with the justice system, and everybody that's in the justice system is now very pissed off because they're losing things in their own lives. And they have figured out, they asked the divine realm, they asked a diviner, somebody that does do divination, to figure out why they are losing at such an expedited rate. And they have found out it's because they did not serve justice for you when it was necessary. And this is why they're being removed from their positions and blocked in their careers and blackballed. The same shit that they were doing to you, trying to make it so you couldn't get a job, you couldn't have a career, you couldn't work, you couldn't live your life. These people now can't do the same. Ace of Swords, because you're protected from everything that they did. You guys are protected. Just know that. Your intellectual projects are also protected. These people can't pass a body of work off like they created it, and they're pissed off about that. So just continue to thrive while these people clean up their act. They need to get it together. Everything that you've planted will come to be. The Apollo is the god of prophecy in Greek mythology. And that's what I get with the sun energy. You have real prophecy. You can really speak some shit. And it's actually going to happen. These people, they can't. And their whole attempt to discredit you discredited them. It literally, that's all it did, was it made them look bad. All right, let's get a conclusion, then we'll go. So I feel like what you guys need to know is that these people only have one correct decision to make when it comes to the universe, or they're going to go through a lot more losses than what they're experiencing now. And running away from making a decision about doing right by you is not what they should be doing. These people, Eight of Swords in the reverse, they're drowning in the details of how you still have your destiny. These people, their view of the bigger picture is obscured by their thoughts and beliefs about you. Too many choices, lack of clarity and direction. Develop a strategy and stick to it. Research carefully. Radically new ideas are needed. New beginnings are possible, but plan carefully. These people, they need to plan something new. How about a new way of living? Nine of Pentacles, because you're going to remain single, self-sufficient, able to stand on your own 2 feet, stable. You're well and able and physically stable. And these people can't do anything about that. These people are going to spy on you. They're going to continue to watch you. I feel like these people that are watching you are being fucking watched. Like, the point blank period. They're being watched by the UFOs in the sky, and they're also being watched by other, I want to say other secret societies that have to do with magic and have to actually do with, like, there could be like an extraterrestrial society or a gifted person society or something like that. This is not a negative society that I'm picking up that's watching these people. It's something that's protecting you because they figured out that you are reincarnated something or someone or something. They figured something out about you, and now they're investing their resources to have you protected. This is why you're still going to be rented to. This is why you're still going to be able to get a home. You're still going to be able to live your life. These people are going to continue to watch you while you get to celebrate in this 3 of Cups energy with people that you care about, like-minded souls, have abundance, and have an Ace of Pentacles given to you by God and the Holy Spirit. This is your destiny. It's part of your personal legacy to be able to be here so you can sustain yourself so that you can help other people learn how to sustain themselves. And there's nothing that anybody on this planet's going to do about that. If they took out somebody that you loved, these people will lose everybody that they love. They're not getting away with whatever crimes they committed. I can guarantee that. I feel like you guys are becoming more aware as every day goes on. And if you are moving, do not tell nobody where you're going. Don't tell anybody the details to where you're moving. These people want to know where you live so that they can plan another attack. They need to be planning how they're going to get free from Archangel Michael's sword. They need to be planning that, how they're going to get this death energy and this devil away from them instead of focusing on you. These people are like pissed off that you didn't believe a delusion about yourself and that you did not believe that you were worthy of being killed, crucified, sacrificed. They're pissed off. You wouldn't go along with their stupid scapegoat ritual. Why sacrifice somebody to make them a saint right after? These people are reckless. You just hear that screeching, that tire screeching. These people are reckless as all hell. They're reckless. Their reckless choices have led them to disaster. All right, you guys, I'm going to talk about the books that I have, okay? Well, this book is not my book, but this is the book. The first book I'm going to talk about is called The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. It gives you the ability to do 3 really important tools, okay? The first one is the God technique, which helps you shift out of your lower vibration so you can be looking out through the eyes of God, source, your higher self, so you can see things from a bigger picture, learn the lesson, not have to repeat it, that type of thing. Okay, it completely changes your DNA and your vibration and taps you in with your gifts and abilities and helps you gain access to your own power. The second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions so you have an open connection with God all of the time, so you can be asking before you go to a place, before you get move in with somebody, before you do something. Yes, The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. This book is going to help you develop a yes and no answering system that's more trustworthy than pendulums or muscle testing. This is going to give you the answers that you need. Okay. And by doing the joy versus anger technique, I use that all of the time when I'm asking questions. By doing that technique, it develops your own natural intuition so that you can be asking questions and getting immediate answers back. The third technique that I'm going to talk about is the mind technique, which gives you the ability to locate the thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you so that you can then get rid of them. Okay. And that way you don't keep pulling in the same experience or recreating traumas or dramas. And there is something in here that's called, you don't have to be psychic to be able to use this book. There's something in here that's called the preemptive strike, where you go through all of your storylines and you start getting rid of beliefs. Okay, so check this. There's a link to this book in the description box below. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and it has different tarot card spreads for the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions. And it starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread for the new year that you can basically look at and see what energies are coming in. And then the spell that goes along with that helps you get into your own destiny. Then for each of the major arcana cards, I'm just going to read part of the High Priestess. I'm going to read a little bit and you guys will understand how this book works. So I'm reading position 7 on the High Priestess tarot card spread. This position will show you information related to your ability to harvest. If you are faithful with what you sow, you will grow a large harvest to sustain your life. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune card for this position, and if you pull a yes card for this position, you will know that it's a double confirmation that your harvest will turn out well. Position 8, the Will of Being. This card position can show you how personal truths, a way to move forward. This card position can show you the favor that you have from the Most High God in this lifetime. How in alignment are you with your inner being will come through the card that you pull for this position. Inner enlightenment and the different phases of spiritual awakening can be revealed in the card for this position. If you pull the Hermit Tarot card or a yes answer card for this position, you will know it is a double confirmation that you are in tune with your inner being. Now, the High Priestess Tarot card spell is for personal enlightenment. The Lover's Tarot card spell is to draw love into your life. The Hierophant Tarot card spell, manifesting lack into nothingness. The Chariot Tarot card spell, to help you remove obstacles. So these are not spells you do on anybody else. It's a spell you do with God and the Holy Spirit. And I'm only calling it a spell because it's like a prayer, an affirmation, and a little ritual where you'll be envisioning yourself and integrating the energies of the archetypes of the major arcana cards. And the major arcana cards, like the Hangman, they're the death, the big transitions in life. So in the back of the book, I have created a compendium of knowledge. I'm just going to start reading the Wheel of Fortune so that if you pull the major arcana cards, so if you're wanting to learn to read cards for yourself and for somebody else, all you need is the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is this one. I would go ahead. It's very cheap on the internet. Go ahead and get the one that's got the words on it. As you learn to read the entire deck, it's going to help you. And then eventually you'll get to a point like where I'm at, where you don't need the words and you know what the card means. But I've created a compendium of knowledge in the back. So when you start pulling major arcana cards out one with the other, that you can understand what that means. So it says, if you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it is a very good sign of goodwill and good fortune coming your way. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it could indicate that someone has successfully swapped your destiny to some form of extent. Again, destiny swapping is not actually possible, but I will say that it's a negative exchange of energy where they extract your good energy and then they leave you with their shit. And that's just a form of energy exchange. It's like dealing with a psychic vampire. Okay. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it could indicate that someone has successfully swapped your destiny to some form of extent. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune before a major arcana card, it could indicate that the past fortune has influenced the current fortune. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune after a major arcana card, it could indicate that whatever the major arcana card is will bring you good fortune in the future. Anytime that you see the Wheel of Fortune, you can expect to experience good luck. If you're having very bad luck, you may pull the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse with the Moon card. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse means that someone is seeking to keep you stuck in a rut while they steal your good energy and steal your blessings. Someone is trying to trap you and entrap you to keep you from your destiny. When you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, you will know that someone seeks revenge against you. The past comes back to haunt you for a time, and bad luck is mixed with misfortune could visit your door. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse means that what goes around comes around, and it's time for that karma to come back around. So you can do the tarot card spreads and spells in this deck as many times as you want. You'll always get new information coming forward, and it will help you understand your journey, your purpose, and how to read cards and build your intuition and build your abilities. And so I would take a picture of each of the readings you do and take notes, or either record it, because when you go back to look at it, you're going to pick up 3 times the amount of information that you picked up the first time. That's how this works. This book is like a portal that will help you, that will continue to help you in the future. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Please like the video, you guys. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're surprised. You guys are getting a surprise. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the platform, okay? It's really important that you do that, and you tap the notification bell so you're notified when I go live. Remember, if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat. I'll set the timer for 20 minutes and send your question, and I will answer your question, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. God bless you. Peace be with you. See you in the next one, you guys. Bye.